Let's take a look at some creative uses of drum loops using Groove Agent SE. Drum loops can be dragged from Media Bay or the project window directly onto an instrument pad in Groove Agent. We could play this as a normal audio sample, but we have more flexibility if under the Edit we select this Slice tab and click on Create Slices. Once it's done that, we can create slices based on transient, grid, transient plus grid, or just adding them in manually. Now each slice has been chromatically mapped to different pads inside of Groove Agent. And it's also created a pattern pad. So this is the timing of the different notes that will play back. So when we listen to the pattern, this will be synchronized to the project tempo. If I wanted this pattern in my project window, I could drag and drop and have it go directly into the project window. Or if we activate follow transport, I could go to the MIDI track and we'll set Groove Agent as the MIDI input, and I will hit record. Now see MIDI is passing through Groove Agent and being recorded in real time to the sequencer. If we wanted to do variations where we have the same sounds and the same groove, but maybe wanted a kind of a musical variation, we could now just double click on the part. I will use my arrow keys here just to kind of flip some notes around. And we'll go ahead and listen to it. So we'll have our original and variation now back to the original. We could do other variations kind of with the sound very easily inside of Groove Agent as well. So when we want to start looking at our different components inside of Groove Agent, we'll go back to our instrument pads and let's just find maybe where our kick drums are. Okay, so I want to hold down the Control or Command key. We're going to select multiple pads. So these are my kick drums. So as I play back this pattern, if I wanted to change the sound of the kick drums, maybe I wanted the kick drums, these particular pads, to be louder or softer. Or I wanted the kick drums to be panned. In this case, let's say I want to do a more creative process where maybe I wanted to apply maybe a filter. So since these pads are selected and we see them like the highlighted outlines, I'm going to go to the filter and let's go to classic, and let's go ahead and just kind of listen to how our kick drum sounds. Okay, so now that filter is being applied only to my kick drums. Now let's add some effects. I'm going to go into my mixer and I'm going to click on aux effects. So let's add kind of our typical reverb, maybe a delay. So we have 4 aux sends, and maybe we'll do like a little flanger. So I want to now find my hi-hats. Okay, so I'm going to, again, hold down Control or Command and select my hi-hats. And what I want to do now is we'll go to Edit and we'll go to the amplifier. And here we could have our different aux sends. So I'm going to apply the delay that we put on send 2 to just the hi-hats. So as we play, And let's go ahead and set our delay time. So we'll go back to our mixer, we'll click on our delay, and let's go ahead and make the delay set to 16th notes. And since we want our hi-hats maybe to be a little louder, we will just kind of come over here and let's adjust the volume. So let's go ahead and think of something to do with the snare. So I want to find my snares. Okay, so it looks like we have our 4 snares right here. So I'm going to play around with the pitch. So if I want to go to the pitch tab, I could adjust my pitch, raise all the pitch up coarsely, or you could do fine tuning if we wanted to. I could also have random pitch. But let's also play around with the pitch envelope. So we can see our envelope here. So if I wanted the pitch to kind of So say we like that for our snares, but maybe I don't want it on this 3rd snare hit. So I'm going to adjust my envelope amount to 0. And let's do something with this 1 snare. So I'm going to go again to the amplifier, and I want to add just a reverb just on that 1 snare hit. And let's take this particular snare and I want to go to the sample, and I'm going to just bring kind of the end and let's reverse the sample. So now when it plays back, and maybe I want this to also have a little bit of a delay. So we'll go to our amplifier and we'll throw a little bit of delay and maybe some flanging on, see how that sounds. So we'll play our pattern. Add a little more delay. Now if I wanted a variation on the pattern, I could just click here. So say I wanted to maybe add more swing. Or if I wanted to be double time. Our normal speed. Or even halftime, or go back to our normal. So if we listen to our original drum loop here, so kind of a typical drum loop, not very interesting, versus what we've now created. You can get an idea of the creativity that you can unleash on drum loops using Groove Agent SE. If you have found this video helpful, please feel free to hit the like button and to subscribe to the channel.